You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Yesterday's severe weather forced the cancellation of a major Suncoast event, the 26th annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival.
That closure wasn't just disappointing for the many who wanted to see the shark's teeth, but it was also a huge letdown to the Venice Special Olympics athletes who benefit from the sales. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us tonight from the festival grounds with more on that story. Christopher?
Good evening, Scott and Jacqueline. 5,000 people were expected to pack in here yesterday, but when the gates were closed, that was thousands of dollars in lost revenue for a group that needs the money.
In the 18 years that we've put this on, we have never had this happen.
Sunday was not a sunny day for event organizers.
When I got here Sunday morning, the winds were just awful. And a lot of the vendors had started to leave because it's their product that's out, and they certainly don't want to damage their product.
Maggie Regal is the event director. She tells us the festival raises money for the local Special Olympics athletes. Shutting down a day of 5,000 to 6,000 attendees cost the group at least $20,000 in lost revenue.
Losing a festival day, we take a big hit in raising the funds for those athletes.
The Shark's Tooth Festival is a non-profit. The entrance fee and all beverage sales go towards supporting the Special Olympics athletes' programs and trips for the athletes to compete.
We have a training facility here in Venice, and so all of our equipment is stored out there, uniforms. We have an 8-lane track that our athletes use.
The money is needed to keep those programs afloat. But the winds on Sunday were so strong it actually ripped apart some of the vendor tents. We were told the very large beer tent was completely destroyed.
They're thinking that maybe a water spout, came off the Gulf and came through, and the tents took the brunt of it.
The National Weather Service says there wasn't a water spout. Still, though, ABC7 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan said winds reached 64 miles per hour at the festival grounds. And while that created a lot of damage that had to be cleaned up on Monday, and the economic impact really hasn't hit home yet, Regal said the Special Olympics team isn't going to let a storm cloud their spirit. What are you guys going to do now?
Just going to regroup and get ready for next year.
Not going to be broken-spirited.
Never. We're here for next year.
And we should note they are accepting donations to help offset some of that lost revenue. And we should also note they are working on plans for next year's event, but they're hoping for better weather. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Christopher, thank you. During our live coverage over the weekend, our First Alert weather team tracked a water spout on First Alert weather radar during tornado warnings. The team watched as it skirted the north end of Anna Maria Island and entered the bay at the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. And take a look at this picture our ABC7 viewer Leland Taylor snapped, showing what appears to be that water spout near the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Ooh.
Let's get over to Bob now to talk about not only yesterday, but the high winds we have today and the problems that's causing. Bob?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at now. Right now, the wind warnings are out for the waters, basically, for small craft advisories. That's until 8 o'clock tonight. And then we have the high surf advisory from Pinellas County southward all the way down to Lee County. That will expire more than likely at 8 o'clock. But that wind is very strong out of the northwest, and it has been, although it's coming down a little bit right now. The sea state has been agitated to say the least, and it looks like that will subside tomorrow, although we'll still see 2 to 4 foot waves out there. 67, it was cool today. Highs were only into the upper 60s, lots of sunshine around. Dew point is at 50 now, and the pressure 30-10. It will be cool to start things off tomorrow morning. These are low temperatures right around 7 a.m. 53 at Port Charlotte, 50 in Northport, even some upper 40s well inland, and 53 at Osprey. Lakewood Ranch will be right around 52 degrees with a little north wind at 5 to 10 will make it feel cooler. Bradenton at 55 and Parrish at 50. We will stay below average for highs tomorrow too. Highs reaching only into the mid to upper 70s, but there'll be plenty of sunshine. Those winds right now are out of the northwest, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. Venice now at 14 out of the northwest. More on our weather in just a few. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Sarasota Police Department is on the scene tonight of where human remains were found along Gillespie Avenue in North Sarasota.
ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live with details. Rick?
Yeah, good evening, Scott and Jacqueline. We are on the scene here of the breaking news. It's in the 1900 block of Gillespie Avenue. I'm joined by Genevieve Judge. She is a spokesperson for the Sarasota Police Department. Genevieve, thanks so much for taking time out.
Absolutely, Rick.
What do we know right at the moment with these human remains?
Well, right now we believe that they are human remains based on the training and the experience from our officers and what they've seen so far here in the 1900 block of Gillespie. They do believe that they are human remains, but right now at this moment we're awaiting the medical examiner's arrival to determine and confirm for sure that they are human remains.
Okay, it looks like the human remains were found back there in like a canal area, is that correct?
It's unknown right now exactly where the human remains were found. We're still trying to piece that together, but at this point we have a dive team that's searching the water area here in the 1900 block of Gillespie, and we also have detectives from our Criminal Investigations Division and multiple crime scene techs as well, searching the area, collecting evidence and photographing.
Now, I know on the minds of a lot of folks, Jabez Spann, he went disappearing from this area back in September. Any thoughts on that?
As well as it being on the minds of many in the community, it's on the minds of our detectives as well. That's a very high-profile case that we've been working since day one, back in September of last year. And so, unfortunately, right now, at this point in the investigation, it's too early to tell. But we're going to remain out here as long as it takes tonight to do a thorough investigation, collect as much evidence as we find, and to begin to process this. And unfortunately, it could take some time to identify who these human remains belong to, but we're going to do it as quickly and diligently as we can.
And speaking of which, what is next with this investigation?
Right now, we're going to remain out here for the next several hours. So folks that live in this area expect Gillespie to be closed between 19th and 21st, at least until sunset and probably sometime after that. And we're going to continue to collect evidence, photograph evidence, and begin to process the scene.
Okay, Genevieve, thanks so much for taking time out.
Absolutely.
That is Genevieve Judge, the spokesperson for the Sarasota Police Department. That's what we know right at the moment. It's the 1900 block of Gillespie Avenue here. Human remains have been found, and as soon as we receive any updated information, we'll certainly pass it along to you. In the meantime, reporting live from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
All right, Rick, thanks so much for that update. In other news tonight, the Climate Change Symposium is in Sarasota tomorrow to address how climate change can affect us here on the Suncoast. ABC7's Alan Cohn is here with a sneak peek of what we can expect tonight. Alan?
Scott, as far as the city of Sarasota is concerned, climate change represents a real threat to the place that many of us call paradise. City Manager Tom Barwin says it's affecting the Suncoast, with Sarasota Bay rising 7 inches in 70 years. Barwin says it's the responsibility of the city to take precautions and make sure the general public is aware.
We think we're moving into a new era, and we would like to be on the front edge of that new era. We enjoy the beauty, we enjoy nature. That's why so many people are here. We should be on the front edge of protecting it and preserving it. We should be leading by example.
The city is also producing an educational campaign addressing the concern and impact at the Climate Change Symposium tomorrow, and we'll have more details on that coming up tonight at 7. Back to you.
All right, Alan, thank you. We'll see you then. Florida's Constitution Revision Commission holding a lengthy debate today about proposed constitutional amendments. They discussed whether the plan should have several ideas tied into a single amendment, or whether they should be unbundled, which would effectively require each issue to be voted on separately. One of the dozens of proposals lumped together issues such as a ban on vaping and a ban on offshore oil drilling. Another puts school board term limits in the same proposed amendment as civic literacy and charter school oversight. One member feels the commission is bundling too many unrelated issues together and that voters should be given clear choices.
Are we supposed to set up a system where we bundle things that we know the citizens aren't going to understand substantially and then have them vote on it? And I believe that that's not what we're supposed to do.
I'd like to take a second.
Several of the proposed constitutional amendments bundle more than one issue. Proposals need support of 22 members of the commission to advance, and all proposals approved this week must also be supported by more than 60% of Florida voters in the November general election.
A longtime favorite place to listen to local bands is closing its doors. Ace's Lounge in Bradenton announcing the closure over the weekend. An employee tells ABC7 that another business is going up in place of that bar. Ace's hopes to relocate nearby and announce a new venue in the coming weeks.
And stay with us. We'll be right back with more news.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you could buy today.
and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7.
First off, breaking news, an officer-involved shooting.
2 officers have been injured. This is where police just took down the crime scene tape.
Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC7.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Well, some good news for parents and bad news for dentists. Fewer dental cavities are being found in kids and young adults, but some minority groups are still most at risk. Here's Melissa Rainey with more details.
A new study from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that young people ages 2 through 19 have fewer dental cavities. That number dropped from 50% in 2012 to just over 43% in 2016. The downside of this study found that young members of some minority communities, Hispanic and African American, continue to have the highest number of cavities as well as the highest number of untreated cavities. A professor at the University of Southern California's Herman Ostrow School of Dentistry says socioeconomic status, education level, and access to health care are just a few reasons why the minority numbers are higher. Here are a few tips to good dental health. The CDC says have your child visit a dentist for a first checkup by the time they turn 1. Speak to the dentist about the child using fluoride, and make sure the child is brushing with the right tools and using good technique. For today's Health Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey.
Now your ABC7 first weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, windy day, sunny and cool. High temperatures only getting into the upper 60s, and you can see just a few cumulus clouds every once in a while with some moisture getting picked up from the Gulf of Mexico due to that strong wind out of the west-northwest. But skies should remain clear overnight. We'll start for a very chilly start to our Tuesday. Low temperatures will be 10 to almost 15 degrees below average in some cases. Warmer on Wednesday, though. We'll get back to more seasonal averages in terms of our temperatures with highs in the low 80s by Wednesday. And then another cold front is due to arrive and move on in late Sunday and into Monday of next week. So that's what we have as far as that goes. Day planner looks good for Tuesday, although a cool start with jackets and sweaters. You can get rid of those probably in the afternoon as highs will warm up in the low to mid 70s under plenty of sunshine right through the afternoon. And currently at 67, the dew point is at 50. and the humidity 54%. Now the high today only warmed to 69 degrees. That's well below the average. 81 is our typical high. Record 94, set back at 94. This morning's low was at 60. Current dew point temperatures into the upper 30s to low 30s over the Panhandle. More winter-like readings. That's our typical dew point during January and February at 50. 48 in Miami, that's really low. Key West at 59. An upper level low continues to pinwheel right over Michigan, Ohio, and into West Virginia. This not moving all that fast. It's creating rainfall mainly along the northern New England states. However, Maine getting some snow and rain mix, and snow falling as far south tonight as Tennessee and North Carolina. Just light snow, but it's still there. Cincinnati also getting a dusting of snow. Near Fort Wayne, they'll get some snowfall, even into Toledo maybe, all the way up into parts of Canada. Out west, another major storm moving onshore there, causing all sorts of problems with heavy rainfall into California and snowfall in the Sierra Nevada range. And as far as the central U.S. goes, well, that's where the high pressure ridge is dominating right now with no storm system there right now, but that's going to change. So this snowstorm slowly moves off to the northeast. Some snow for tonight, late tonight and tomorrow morning. Buffalo, Toronto, and then that snowstorm moves on and kind of weakens as it fills up. And then another quick hitter moves through Iowa, some moderate to heavy snow at times, moving through Chicago and even into Detroit. So the snow's not over for Northeast either, because that will move that way by Thursday and Friday of next week. So things are really quite cold for this time of year, and will be tomorrow. Temperatures only into the 30s in Cleveland, 38 for a high, 37 in Toronto, although a bit warmer in St. Louis, and 87 in Dallas. And it looks like temperatures will stay on the cool side here for one more day, then we'll start to warm up. For boaters, it's been tough going all weekend long, and winds out of the north now for tomorrow, so not as bad, at 5 to 10 knots, picking up to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet, little residual wave action still around due to the strong winds we had today, with a moderate chop in the bays and inland waters. And the beaches won't warm up all that much tomorrow. We'll have highs into the low 70s to mid 70s there. Lots of sunshine though, and it looks like low dew points will keep the humidity down. Here's the 7-day forecast as it checks out. So a chilly start tomorrow, mainly into the low 50s, and then we'll warm up to right around 77 degrees in the afternoon, so it should be a nice finish. Temperature staying slightly above average as we move through the rest of the work week, with plenty of sunshine as high pressure dominates. And as I mentioned, we'll start to see those winds pick up on Saturday and advance to the front. A slight chance for showers come Sunday. The timing still yet to be determined, but it looks like it'll be a Sunday night, Monday morning showers and thunderstorms, and then slightly cooler temperatures will filter in behind that front as well next week. Well, much more coming up at 6 o'clock. Just after, we'll talk about those water spouts as well as that strong wind that moved through Venice Airport coming up in just a little bit. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thanks. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. The left and center lanes of I-75 heading south are blocked due to some debris on the roadways. This is right before the University Parkway exit 213.
Stay with us. Entertainment news is next.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
A used car from Toyota of Sarasota is a great way to drive more car for your money. We'll help you select just the right vehicle from our huge inventory. Online or in person, shop for your next car and compare at Toyota of Sarasota.
Toyota of Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance in just a few minutes? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with just a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, TrueStage guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you. TrueStage cares for you the same way you care for your family. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance, and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now. Any amount of protection can help, and you are guaranteed to be accepted. In just a few minutes, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Getting life insurance can be fast and easy, and it could cost less than you think. Plus, your price will never increase, and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now for a free, no-obligation quote. It's fast and easy. Plus, you get TruStage's 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-809-8372 today.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you. New movies dominating the box office and a surprise reunion at one of the world's largest music festivals.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
You like hanging out with animals more than people.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson's Rampage stormed to the top of the weekend box office, opening with an estimated $34.5 million. But that's only $1.9 million more than last week's #1. The horror flick A Quiet Place made it second week out. What's even more impressive is A Quiet Place played in 512 fewer theaters than Rampage did. Beyonce delivered an epic performance at the Coachella Festival in Indio, California Saturday night, highlighted by surprise Destiny's Child reunion. Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams joining Beyonce for 3 songs. Beyonce also thanked the crowd for, as she put it, allowing me to be the first black woman to headline Coachella. The hashtag Baychella was still trending as of Sunday night.
It's Saturday Night Live!
Writer, producer, actor, rapper, and now Saturday Night Live host and musical guest. Look for Donald Glover to do double duty May 5th. It'll be his first time on the show.
I heard you by the bridge. I know what a girl sound like.
And comic actor Martin Lawrence has a birthday Monday. He's 53. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Stay with us. We'll have more news right after this.